Good morning. Ginette Boudreau here from Health Promotion, 14 Wing Greenwood. How's it going? Hope you're all having a wonderful Monday morning. It's beautiful where I am right now in sunny Wedgeport. I'm here to visit my mom, first time since COVID-19. So, so she needed some daughter love. So here we are, working from Wedgeport, Nova Scotia. So today I'm going to talk to you about intermittent fasting. And before we get started, the presentation you're about to view is the intellectual property of Department of National Defense. Any reproduction or retransmission of the slides contained in this presentation is strictly forbidden. I also wanted to inform you that the material I'm about to talk to you about was developed by a team of dietitians within Strengthening the Forces and is approved by the Military Surgeon General. Okay, so this is not me providing this material. It's not going on Facebook or social media or anything. It's really information that is provided by educational people. Okay, and they know what they're talking about. So intermittent fasting is often promoted for weight loss and is a diet that cycles between periods of eating and not eating. Thanks for tuning in. I see I have one audience. There are several variations of intermittent fasting, therefore it's important to know what you're talking about. For those of you who are here, do you notice something different about me? Yes, I got my first COVID haircut. Thank you. Okay, carry on. So we're going to explore the common variations of intermittent fasting. So there are 6 different ones that we're going to talk about right now. So the intermittent energy restriction, which are periods of energy restriction intercepted with normal energy intake. Okay, so you're kind of limiting what you're eating quite a bit, followed by periods of normal eating energy intake. Alternate day fasting. Fasting days means there's no energy containing food or beverages consumed. Nothing at all. Alternating with days where food and beverages are consumed as desired. So you consume what you want when you're not fasting. There's no restrictions. Alternate day energy restrictions. So this is different than your alternate day fasting. Your alternate Your alternate day energy restriction. This is when energy is restricted between 60 and 70% below your estimated requirements. So it's a big you're eating a lot less calories, a lot less food. Or for total fast on alternate days. So alternate day energy restriction, you're either restricting your energy intakes requirements by 60 to 70%, or you can completely fast on alternating days. So Monday you eat normal, required to what your energy requirements, and then Tuesday you would either restrict your energy from 60 to 70% below what you require, or you would fast completely. Modified fasting regimes. This is when you consume 20 to 25% of your energy needs on a regular schedule, fasting days. Okay, so you're regularly consuming 20 to 25% of the energy needs on a regular basis. Time restricted feeding, aka the 16 to 8 diet. Consuming energy intake as desired with specific time windows. For example, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., which includes fasting periods on a routine basis. So you're going to have an 8-hour eating window followed by a 16-hour fasting window. Okay? And fasting is when there's no energy consumed or drank or ate at all. Then we have the religious fasting, where fasting regimens undertaken for religious or spiritual purposes. Okay? So those are some common variations. So when somebody says they're fasting, they could be using any of these different alternatives. So what does the research say about intermittent fasting? Okay, there's lots of information out there, but what does the actual scientific research say? Intermittent fasting for weight loss. This is when intermittent energy restrictions may provide weight loss. However, it is not more effective than a continuous energy restriction. A continuous energy restriction means that you're constantly limiting your calories. Okay? So you're just not eating mindlessly and not caring what you're eating. If you are a person that should be eating 1,500, 2,000 calories, you're making an effort to stay within those guidelines. Muscle mass preservation. When you lose weight, you lose fat and you muscle. That's what happens. Studies suggest that its overall protein content of intermittent fasting and continuous energy restriction diet, rather than a pattern of energy restriction, is what determines how much fat-free mass or muscle you lose. So it's not the pattern that's making you lose muscle mass or fat per se. It's the actual energy restriction, the food restriction. That's providing the results. Daily active living. It is often difficult to maintain daily living activities. Therefore, the research states that it's hard to follow these specific regimes over time. Okay, so when you're fasting, you have lack of energy, you could have headaches, you could have nausea, you could be grumpy. There's all kinds of different side effects when it comes to fasting, which makes it difficult to focus, for example, when you're in that starving mode. Health behaviors. So there's lack of evidence regarding the impact of intermittent fasting on our health behaviors. So our health behaviors, I'm talking our diet, our sleep, and our physical activity. Okay, we all know that if we go to bed hungry with a growling stomach, it's harder for us to fall asleep. You're constantly thinking about food. And physical activity, you're going to be sluggish. You're not going to have any energy per se to do your garden work or to perform your sports or to jump off that airplane, for example. Side effects. What are you doing, Nova? Side effects. Intermittent energy restrictions is associated with fatigue, stress, headaches, constipation, dehydration, mood variation, and confusing. So like I mentioned earlier, there's so many different side effects. And if you are a person who requires to be focused and who requires movement and stuff like that, then intermittent fasting may not be for you. Long-term quality research studies are needed to examine the weight maintenance after weight loss. Short and long-term quality studies are needed, especially in the military population, to assess the effects of intermittent energy restrictions on specific military environmental factors. Okay? So military people are often put into various environments where if they may need food to function, right? And there's other environments where they may not need the food to function, or they may need to be able to function without the food, kind of thing. So we need to do more research, more quality research on the impact of how that affects their performance, their operational readiness. So the bottom line, it's not clear if long-term intermittent energy restriction is safe. It's not clear. We don't know. Effective methods of weight control for overweight or obese individual, or if the intermittent energy restrictions provide health benefits to humans at any weight independent of weight loss. There needs to be more research. At present, there is insufficient evidence to recommend any intermittent energy restrictions regimes. Military personnel should not be on duty in fasted states, as it negatively affects their operational readiness. Hold on, sweetheart. Huh? So, if you are already on the intermittent fasting bandwagon, keep these tips in mind. A healthy balance diet is important, regardless. Ensure that you're meeting your requirements for important nutrients like fiber, vitamins, and minerals. For reasons including performance and injury preventions, avoid fasting while on duty. Stay hydrated. Hydration is huge. Like I've mentioned in other videos, By being dehydrated, we can lose our performance by 20% alone. So if we're fasting and we're dehydrated, the consequences and the side effects are much greater. There's nothing wrong with a weight loss goal, but remember that your health is more important than a number on the scale. Sleep, stress management, and physical activity, among other factors, all contribute to weight management and a healthy lifestyle. So intermittent fasting is not the only way, to look at for weight loss. If you're moving, you have regular physical activities, you're managing your stress levels, you're getting enough sleep throughout the night or the day, depending if you're doing day shift or shift work or anything like that. And then following the Canadian Food Guide, making sure that you're getting a variety of nutrients from vegetables, fruit, protein, carbohydrates, and limit your fat and your salt and your sugar. Those are all positive ways that will help you lose weight if that is what your goal is. So that's pretty much what my presentation is about. I have a bunch of references here that I'm going to post on the website, on Facebook, that were provided. So I want to thank you for tuning in today on Monday's short, 14 Wing Health Promotion Monday Short. Merci pour avoir écouté ma présentation sur qu'est-ce que c'est le jeûne d'intermittent. Je vais mettre l'information en français sur notre site de Facebook pour vous. Puis peut-être en futur, je vais essayer de vous faire une présentation en français. Ça sera en acadien, mais on va se comprendre. On Thursday, July 16th, Lisa White, the 14 Wing Greenwood Health Promotion Manager, will be live talking to you about sleep during COVID-19. We've all had interrupted sleep here. Some are sleeping more, some are sleeping less. So she's going to talk to you about that. I hope you all have a great week. J'espère que vous passez une belle semaine. Hang in there et lâchez pas la patate. Until next time, thank you for tuning in.